Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's been a while. It's Victor once again, or should I say Dr. Victor. Yes, I passed my PhD defense about a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and yes, I am now a doctor. Hooray! So today we'll be talking about how to find fully funded conferences from around the world. So today we're not talking about scholarships, but conferences. I've run a couple of conferences. In fact, I've lost the number of fully funded conferences of grants that I've won. And the idea of this video is to actually show you how to also find funded conferences, especially through social media, and particularly on Twitter. And that's what we'll be doing today. Let's begin without any further delay. So this is my Twitter page, my Twitter feed. That is the search bar. And right in the search bar, I'll type some keywords or key phrases. And I'm looking for conferences about like climate politics, climate change, climate violence. So I'll type call for papers, climate. So now there are a number of suggestions. Some of them are old, some of them are new. Usually what I do is that I go to the latest. So latest, and then I scroll and I check for what is relevant and screen out what is not relevant. So usually when you put in call for papers, you also get suggestions on how to submit papers for publication for some special journals. But that's not what I want. I'm looking for a call for papers for conferences. Well, you might ask, why not just write conferences there in the search bar? It gets kind of flooded with relevant and irrelevant information at the end of the day. Well, call for papers, I've found that over time that is more targeted. It helps me more. So you can put conferences there and you might just find something. But for me, I found out that putting call for papers is often more beneficial for my search for conferences. So now I'm scrolling down. As you can see, there are about a number of suggestions, but I've seen one already that catches my interest. And this is a conference on migration and diversity, migration, conflict, climate change. I think it's very apt for the research I'm undertaking at the moment. So this is the general information about it. It's in November and it looks good, but there's nothing about funding yet. So click on the link attached. So the link sends me to a PDF document which I'll open. And then this is the PDF document. I've been reading this already before I started the video. So of course, when you get a PDF document like this or a website or something, read through very closely, look for what kind of papers they're looking for, what kind of abstracts they're looking for, and then make sure it aligns with your area of interest. So now they're inviting an abstract of 400 words, you can see there, and then your CV. The deadline is the 30th of June. And you get notified on the 19th of July. And this is the more interesting bit, at least for me, because we're talking about money here and funding. They said travel and accommodation expenses for accepted papers will be covered by the WZB. I think that's the name of the university in charge of this funding, according to the WZB travel regulations. So I think this university is in Germany. So I think Berlin, Germany, that is where this is taking place. So it has made it clear without any equivocation that travel and accommodation expenses for accepted papers will be covered by this university. So if you're working on climate issues, I think you should just jump into this because this is like a wonderful opportunity. I'll probably be applying for this, and so let the best candidates win. And of course, for conferences like this, there are a number of accepted papers. For a conference, it means at least you have like usually like 10, 20 people, depending on the size they can accommodate. So every bird can fly, so to say, in this conference. So if this is you, if this looks like your area of interest, please jump in and enjoy. So let's go back. So we're back here. So we're back to the page where we started. Call for papers, climate, and we've checked the first one. It's about a conference in Berlin, Germany, fully funded. Then you scroll down and check if there are other conferences. Oh, there's another one. Call for papers, MIT Climate and Real Estate Symposium. Oh, that's nice. and it's between 4th to 5th October. So once again, we'll check through and see if it aligns with our area of interest, and then more importantly, check for funding opportunities. So it is said here, I hope you can see it, that invited speakers and presenters are expected to participate in the entire 2-day symposium. There is no registration fee, which is good. We will cover 2 nights of accommodation for speakers traveling to the greater Boston area. So they're covering accommodation for speakers for 2 nights for the entirety of the conference coming to this symposium or conference. And the deadline is the 24th of May. So that's it. And I think there is a link here to apply. So if you're working on real estate and with an intersection with climate change, I think you should go for this. So the form is very simple. Your abstract, either a paper or an extended abstract, you can put it there, attach it there, and then the other questions here. But what you can do here is there's this last section about comments for organizers. So if you listened to the funding opportunities for this one, they said accommodation for 2 days, but they said nothing about flight tickets, for instance. I think you can use this comment section to say, hey, I'm traveling from outside the US. I'd like to attend this. I have a good proposal, a good abstract, or a good paper to present. I would also appreciate assistance with travel cost. So you can include that here, and they know exactly what your needs are. And probably when they're accepting your paper, they signal, or you've signaled to them as well, that you need your flight to be covered, and they'll just likely cover it if they have like an extra budget for it. So you can put that there just to get like a rounded assistance, both accommodation, and now you're also getting a flight ticket. So that's at MIT Real Estate Climate Change. You can still scroll down and see if there are other ones we can find. So it is a process of elimination. So you have to check through. You see lots of irrelevant ones, or ones that are not relevant to you, maybe relevant to other people. So I shouldn't use the word irrelevant. So not relevant to you in particular, but relevant to other people. So you check and see which one is relevant to you. So there's another one. This is at the University of Vienna, and is AI and climate. Let's see. AI and climate sustainability. So lots of interesting things here as well, but there's nothing on funding. And I've read through this before now, and there's a lot of emphasis on Global South participation, non-Western thinking. And what you can do here, since there's no mention of funding, it would be tragic that you apply and then you don't have money to attend. You know, you apply, you get it, you do not have money to attend. What you can do here, since there's no mention of funding, you can scroll down, look for the contact email, and send them an email saying, hey, you're from this country, you have a paper that aligns with one of the areas of interest of this conference, you're from the Global South, but you do not have the money to attend. That can the conference organizers cover your attendance cost? Yeah. So if they said no, then you know that, okay, you're not attending because you cannot raise the money on your own. But if they say yes, hooray, you just done it. You've just secured funding for an international conference. So that is it. So there's nothing said about conference here, conference funding here. So what you do is that contact them directly even before you apply. So a number of people have come into my DM saying, oh, I got into this conference, I do not have money to apply, what do I do? And I often tell them, you should have clarified this even before applying. You clarify with the organizers. So there's an email here. Send them that this is my condition. I have a very good paper, a very good abstract. I think I'll get in. From the Global South, you mentioned that you need people from the Global South. You can see lots of emphasis here on the Global South. So you mentioned lots of things about the Global South, and how do I get in, essentially? Can you help me with the funding? So that's it. You can send them an email and see what they say. So let's go back to this one. So there are other papers here I think you can check on your own. And I use the phrase call for papers, remember, not just conferences. So if you put conference there, you get a number of suggestions. You can say workshop climate change, you get lots of suggestions as well, but a number of them might not be relevant to you. There are lots of suggestions there which are good but not very relevant to me, and I think call for papers is more targeted. I found that more useful than just conferences or workshop on climate. So we could do the same as well for, let's see, conflict. Conflict, let's call for papers, conflict. Let's see what comes up. So there's something here, but it's May 2023, and that's past. Let's look for something recent. Okay. So there's something here. It's called for papers, but it's for journal submission. So you want to submit for journal publications. That's not exactly what we want yet. And now there's this one. We've seen this one already. It's for the one in Berlin, Germany. So let's scroll down a little if we can get more. So there's another one here. It's for archaeology. I'm not particularly interested in archaeology, but if you are, click on it and see what it brings up. So you can just click on it and see what it comes up. Is at York in the United Kingdom here where I'm based. And now there's something about bursaries. So early career researchers are advised to apply, and I think these bursaries will help them. And you're also given information on how to apply, what to include in your application, and the estimated travel cost for attendance. You can see this. Very important. Very important. So in case you're interested in this, follow the instructions, and there's something about covering your travel cost. Put that there as well while applying for this opportunity. So let's go back. Of course, you can still scroll down and see if there are other opportunities here for violence research. So there's another thing here. I think this one is also on violence. This one is in Sweden, and is in peace and conflict research. So lots of interesting areas here. There's also very little about funding here, just like the one we saw some minutes ago. So what you do here is, once again, you send them an email that I have this very nice paper, I have this very nice abstract that I would like to submit about the Global South, about a relevant theme, but I do not have enough money to fund my travel for this conference. So if I get in, could I get some financial assistance from you to assist my attendance into this conference? I'm either a PhD student, or I'm a master's student, or I'm a postdoc, or I'm a young professor in a developing country. I do not have the resources to attend this conference on my own. So I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you very much. Sincerely, Dr. Des ABC. I hope that is clear. So you can do, this is another conference, and take advantage of this. So also scroll down and see if there are other ones. So I think we've looked at a number of examples already. So let's use another keyword quickly. Of course, you use a keyword relevant to your area of interest. I'm just putting climate and conflict and violence and the rest, because these are the areas I'm kind of looking at the moment. So let's look at papers, violence. Papers and violence. Oh, there's an interesting one here about violence against women. So usually I go to the latest tab, but this top one already has produced one that is quite recent. It was posted 1 day ago. So let's click on this and see, and if there is also funding. So this is in Barcelona, Spain. Workshop on violence against women, drivers and policies. So let's look at it quickly and make sure it is relevant. And then we check for funding. Of course, the deadline as well is important. Then let's see, what is it saying here? So papers will be submitted, that's fine. So no registration fee, that's also fine. I hope you can see it here. There's no registration fee. We will also cover your accommodation for 2 nights. We will also cover breakfast, lunch, both days. That's great. I hope you can see that. We'll also cover breakfast and lunch on both days. and we'll host a conference dinner on Wednesday. That's good. We will provide reasonable travel support for presenting authors. This is just great. This is wonderful. Non-presenting participants will be invited as long as they cover their travel and accommodation cost. So this is good. So try to submit a relevant abstract, a relevant paper. No application fee. Accommodation will be covered. Feeding will be covered. A sumptuous breakfast and lunch and then dinner and your travel cost, everything covered. So this is wonderful. So if you're working on violence against women, I think you should just jump into this as soon as possible. So we're going back to our Twitter page, Twitter suggestions, and then just scroll down and see if there are other ones you can find and that are relevant and are still open to you. And that is it, guys. I hope this was useful. Fully funded conferences around the world, and I hope you take advantage of them and of course adapt the examples I've given to your own area of interest and your own area of focus. In case you've not subscribed already, please do so. Many more videos are coming your way, and as you can see, there are numerous videos already on different funded opportunities from around the world. So do not be left out. Join the winning team. As usual, we cannot wait to celebrate you and get to work. I'll see you at the top sooner than later. Bye bye for now. Cheers.